Glad to have you with us. Without a doubt, some of the most popular and innovative automotive designs of the last 2 decades have come from Chrysler. Some of them were highly versatile trend-setting vehicles like front-wheel drive minivans, while others have been radical envelope-pushing cars like the Plymouth Prowler and the Dodge Viper. But their latest design anomaly, the Chrysler PT Cruiser, beats them all. Outrageous retro looks over one of the smartest, most practical interiors ever. Well, that's the hype, but are the facts just as cool? Well, let's cut through the hype and look at those facts. And people will look at you too when you tool by in a Chrysler PT Cruiser. Its funky retro styling combines the full-fendered look of American sedans of the 30s and 40s with the hot rod aesthetics of the 50s and 60s, all filtered through a 21st century design studio. And while the PT may look big, it's actually quite compact, being loosely based on Chrysler's Neon. Length is a mere 168.8 inches, but the wheelbase measures 103 inches. While width of the PT and Neon are almost identical, the PT is far taller, measuring 63 inches from the bottom of its 15 or 16-inch tires to the top of its raised roofline, and providing this hatchback's rear view with a chunky bread van look, which translates into a remarkably roomy interior that, despite the cue ball shifter on the 5-speed PT Cruiser, is totally modern in function. Yet the smooth 3-section dash still manages to blend easy-to-use Chrysler hardware with a few other retro touches, like the hot rod steering wheel that still cleverly hides the airbag and the deep-set individual gauge pods. Along with the 5-speed manual, a 4-speed automatic is also available, but without the cue ball funny stuff. But the real family fun of the PT Cruiser interior comes from its versatility. In standard form, this is a 5-passenger people mover. But open the rear doors and hatch and start pulling out the seats, and the PT becomes a cargo hauler par excellence. All but the driver's seat can be folded, removed, or both to make almost all of its 120 cubic foot interior volume available for bulky loads up to 8 feet long. If you're thinking hot rod outside, minivan inside, you've got the PT Cruiser concept down cold. An available 5-position cargo shelf adds even more versatility, and it even doubles as a picnic table for tailgate parties. Of course, hauling requires power, and for that, Chrysler equipped the PT Cruiser with the same 2.4-liter twin-cam 4-cylinder that's standard in their traditional minivans. Ratings are 150 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. In our 5-speed test PT, we found it to be surprisingly lively for a 4-banger, hitting 60 in 9.1 seconds. The quarter-mile passed in 16.9 seconds at 83 miles per hour. The PT's engine is strongest at the bottom end and in the mid-range, as suits a cruising-oriented machine. But we can only imagine how much more excitement the GT Cruiser Concept's 200-horsepower Turbo 4 might provide. Though, to be honest, the PT Cruiser can be fun to drive. That's due to careful tuning of the McPherson strut front suspension and innovations in the rear twist beam axle with Watts linkage. There is a fair amount of body roll, but overall our drivers were pleased with the quick response to both throttle and steering inputs, and the grip from the 205/55 Goodyear Eagles mounted on stylish 16-inch chrome wheels. Brakes are disc drum with all-disc ABS and traction control available. Our test car stopped from 60 in an average distance of 121 feet with the all-disc ABS combination, but did so with a fair amount of drama due to a tendency to break the back end loose under hard braking. That and poor pedal feel left us unimpressed. In more sedate street driving, however, the Chrysler PT Cruiser proved to be a friendly, easy-to-get-used-to package, one that leaves plenty of room for modification by today's front drive performance specialist. And we know it will get modified. Are there any guesses as to how long before someone tries to stuff a Hemi V8 into a lowered PT? Do I hear 15 minutes? And it will happen quick, since PT prices leave plenty left over to spend on everything from turbos to fat tires. Base for the 2001 Chrysler PT Cruiser is only $16,000, and that's with freight. Add power accessories and folding front passenger seat and pay $17,140. Step up to the top limited edition with 16-inch rims, leather, and a sunroof, and you still shell out only $19,995. Bear in mind that this only applies after the initial round of dealer price gouging that has seen PT Cruisers selling for as much as $30,000, an application of what a witty economist once called the law of supply and idiots. Once supply is caught up with demand, however, the Chrysler PT Cruiser will be the #1 choice among buyers seeking serious style for not-so-serious money. And like serious style, the PT Cruiser is just too cool to characterize. It's not car, nor minivan, nor hot rod, but it is going to be another screaming winner for Chrysler. And those are the facts, Jack.